Hi guys, we're going to talk today about some blending and some texturing. People have been asking about that, so I thought I'd show what I'm working on now. As you can see, I have a base coat down, and I go right in the middle there and I start just adding in my lighter color, adding a couple of lighter colors there. I'm using all my paint is from Chalk Mountain Furniture Paint. I started out with Gull Cottage Gray, and I'm adding some moonstone and Devonshire Cream, and I'm just adding it in. Then I go back around with my base coat color, my darker color, which is the Gull Cottage Gray, and just do the edges there and just start blending it in as I go, just pulling it in over the top of the other colors, moving it around. Now the finish that I'm going for today is not a perfect blend. The paper that I'm trying to match is kind of a watercolory, blotchy paper, so that's kind of the effect that I'm going on here. I'm adding in some warmer tones that are in the paper, just dabbing them on and blending them in as I go. I use the same brush. You notice I'm not switching brushes with every color. I think that helps with the blending process. I'm just adding in some kind of tan there to warm it up and brush it in, brush it in. I work with a fairly dry brush when I'm doing this, adding some darker gray for some depth here. And just moving it around, pulling it over. You just don't have to be perfect. You just keep moving it until you like it. Just keep moving it around. If it gets a little dark, I start adding some more of my lighter back in. And you're starting to see how it's just kind of all blending together. Darker around the edges, lighter in the middle. You'll see there's, I don't know if you can tell, but right where I'm tapping on the edges, there's some texture in there too. I use some salt wash for texture, and later in this video you'll see we'll be sanding that back to show you what kind of effect you can get with that. So I'm adding Blue Lagoon from Chalk Mountain Furniture Paint here. It's just such a pretty gray blue, kind of subtle, and I just keep moving it around. Go back, add a little more. There is no right or wrong to this. It's not a perfect science. And that's what makes it fun. Just keep playing with it until you get what you like. See how it's kind of blotchy looking? That's what I'm going for. But I just keep dragging it around, dragging it around. If you start getting too many colors on your brush, you can, wipe it on a paper towel, get the excess off, and just keep on going. Don't be afraid to just keep on adding wherever you want. I'm washing my brush off a little bit here because I was getting a lot on there. Come back in, just keep on adding more. I kind of tap it on because I'm looking for that stippled effect. So I tap it on and then smooth it out, and tap it on and smooth it out. When I show a close-up, you'll see that the salt wash, the texture, is clinging onto some of these places where I stipple it in. I'll show a close-up later. Just keep moving it around. Like Bob Ross says, it's just happy little accidents. Just keep moving it around. Highlight a little bit more of where you want it. Add a little more dark to those textured spots. Ultimately, in the end, I'm going to be using a black or a dark brown wax, an antique wax on it, and that'll really bring it out. So here we've started sanding, and now you can see that texture. See all the little bumps and lumps? They were buried under all those layers of paint, and now as I sand it off, all those underlying colors are starting to show through. Isn't that neat? I think it's all dusty and dirty looking, but once you take a damp cloth and you wipe over that, it just pops. It just looks so pretty. There. Look at that neat texture. Like I said, when I add some wax to that, it's really going to pop. But that's it. That's all you have to do. It's really not that hard.